So, we're shooting board drones in burnt out buildings. It's kind of brown here. So, interesting stuff to note that we kind of skipped last episode is the whole discussion that Liara and Garrus are having about
Okay, let's pick it up. It's important we don't lose the
how
squad.
basically the Turian military is a meritocracy and promoting people because of relationships or whatever is like a huge taboo. And you know, this is Victus's son, and apparently he... Oh, what? I picked up a black star. This doesn't look like a black star. It looks like a squid. Looks like a Reaper toy. Like I'm holding the Reaper series Nerf gun.
I'm sure there's nothing dangerous about you.
How do I fire this? Oh, there we go. Well, that was a waste of time.
It really was.
So if it turns out that that I don't know, because why the hell not? They haven't invaded Tuchanka, except they haven't really, except they kind of, I don't know. They're here because the plot demands that they be here.
Not even the plot, the gameplay. We need something to shoot.
Right, because we can't have more than one mission hub in the entire game. Oh. Now I kind of wish I had that black star.
Although I'd rather shoot these dudes than Cerberus. I mean, I did play this game to fight the Reaper.
Like going with the backstory of this quest, if it was Cerberus. Not that I endorsed fighting Cerberus in general, but oi, 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 oi.
We like punching the ground.
Yeah, I know. I can't even... Like, why doesn't Shepard just unleash that attack on somebody's face? If punching the ground hurts them that bad, then imagine if you hit their face. Oh,
I immolated.
Does the camera turn upside down? Oh, we don't get to see.
What's weird is that the next mission on Tuchanka is actually probably the best part of the entirety of Mass Effect 3, and it just boils down to the writing and having a decent
We're not talking
context
about
for your
like
action.
the second part of this mission. What the?
No. We're talking about the actual like the good. Wow.
There's the upside down camera for you. What the hell was that? My charge was off a cooldown and everything. It was like, nope, you can't charge. You're just gonna stand here and get killed like a dumbass.
I guess my problem is this mission is about saving. This is the save the guy's son, right?
Yeah. The first part.
mean,
What?
We haven't met the son. We just know we're going in to save the guy's son. We have no context on really who the patriarch is. We really... The Primarch is basically a guy we met one mission ago and have barely exchanged words with, and we're saving his son, who we haven't met yet. All we know is there's an army of dudes to shoot, and that's it. Like, that is the context that is supposed to emotionally engage us, is here is a lot of dudes you need to kill. And that sucks, because you could do something with that character. You could do something with the Primarch. You could do something with his son. Make it interesting in some capacity. Have us care.
Yeah, the thing about it being his son, it's a lot of hooks on which you could hang some really good stuff. And it's not horrible. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I mean, I don't know.
But it does feel like
too much compared to some of the
stuff.
Yeah,
I don't want to fault it so much as, boy, you could really have done a lot with this and made it this interesting thing with an interesting choice. And
here's a question.
It was just sort of like this guy had a son.
Why did the Reapers invent heavy weapons for their husks to use that a human can just pick up and shoot?
Husks are human-sized.
Right, but they've got all these cybernetic modifications. Why can't they just have like one that's like, hey, I shoot something?
That bothers me. The logistics of the husks. Yeah, I mean, we could get into how that makes no sense all day. I'm less worried about the logistics of the husks and more
Lieutenant
worried
Victus?
about how the entire first half of this mission has no emotional resonance and feels like we needed another mission before you could go to Tuchanka to really solve the problem of the genophage.
for saving so many.
What happened
This is
here?
where it starts to get interesting, where you introduce him and he's got, you know, his men are all dead and there's insurrection in his ranks.
Down.
This is how it should
He's
have
a
started.
screw
He
up,
should have
yeah.
dropped in
Yeah.
next to this.
Calm down.
That's a good point. You know,
Lieutenant,
this could
what's
have
going on
been, or you should have launched in and saved him right here and not had to wait.
Right, right, it could have
all
been
those
like-
waves of guys.
Remember Mass Effect 1 where you first land on Pharos, right? Was the colonist planet, right? And Geth attack immediately. And you have a gunfight with about 6 or 7 Geth getting to the colony. And they're like, hey, thanks for saving us. Here's all this quest stuff we need you to do.
Yep.
mean
I've been
crash?
thinking of that while we're talking about this, because that was a quest where you didn't really get to know the people. It was sort of this weird Twilight Zone where you walk in and everything feels off and everybody's talking a little odd and they say the same odd things again and again and like, oh, this place is kind of screwy, and then there's a payoff
One
later.
of my men lost that.
And this
Hard
feels
decisions
like
and deal
that.
with the consequences. That's what
This
being a
feels
leader is
like
about.
we fight so many dudes
You're
that
right,
we
Captain.
forget why we're here,
Our
and then we
mission
get
is still a
here
failure.
and we're reminded
When we
why we're
stabilize the
here.
injured, we'll head back to
But then
You're abandoning
there's
the
this
mission?
whole thing
We're down over
without a
30
lot of
men.
payoff
It'd be
to it.
suicide.
What exactly did you come here to do?
Suicide?
And you know what?
My friend, you
Here-
have not heard of
We were sent
Quick
to
Load.
defuse it.
A bomb. How
Here's something I want to
Cerberus.
suggest.
Lieutenant,
I'm
if
very
Cerberus
hard
has
on
that
this
bomb, you
game,
have to
but
finish
I'm
the
very
mission.
hard on this game because
these
I'm
men
judging it
sacrificed
against
enough?
Mass Effect 1.
Sacrifice is what we sign on for.
If you had
They
never
know that.
played the previous Mass
So should
Effect
you.
games, and
My
you
men
came
lost
to
hope.
this from, say,
Even if
Gears
I
of
wanted to finish
War,
the mission, they don't.
how much better
It's your
would this
job to
game
make
look
them
in
want to.
comparison? Now, I haven't played Gears of War. I know it's the poster child for big dumb testosterone shooter. So I admit being ignorant of it there. But if you had, and I'm not, this isn't rhetorical. I'm actually asking,
Listen up.
if you'd
This isn't
played
about your fears and
Gears of War before this, or just a really heavy-handed macho shooter, and then you came to this where it's got cutscenes, moral choices,
court-martial death
um,
and dishonor awaits
the
anyone
good
who
guys
crosses
aren't
it.
all
We are
awesome, where you've got, like, this guy right here is obviously a screw-up, but he's the son of somebody important. How much better would this game
Shuttles arrive
look
any minute, so
in
get your asses
comparison
in gear.
if that was your gaming background?
See, I don't have a problem with Gears of War that much because it's
Come with us.
really, really silly inherently.
We could use the help.
It doesn't
And even when it
aspire
tries to be
more-
serious, it
That'll
really
give us time to do a
is
little
just
research.
funny
See
to
what we're
watch.
up against.
Victus,
As
I'll
someone
give
who
you a
has played the
second
Gears of
chance.
War franchise,
Don't
I
screw
think it
this up.
awkwardly kind of meets itself in the middle, where Gears of War 1 is probably the most broken and stupid, and then up to 3 where you actually have characters doing things like self-sacrifice, and it tries to be serious and ends up just being goofy.
Coordinates Victus
Kind of
will be
meets
placed
this
in
game
the
halfway
valley.
and then works
Heavily
backwards. Like,
populated area.
there's a gradient from stupid to smart, and it goes Gears of War, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 1. If that makes any sense, where like
Yeah.
the Mass Effect 3 and Gears of War 3 kind of meet each other in the middle, basically. Where Gears of War 3 is the point where they figured out how to use the characters and actually do something not as dude bro stupid as the first game, but is still less smart than this, and this is still way less smart than, say, the first Mass Effect.
Oh yeah, and
But, okay,
there's a
not
bomb! Ooh. This is actually a lot
not-
less dumb than it sounds right now, but
Why didn't you tell me about the
But
Cerberus
just coming
bomb?
from a shooter-only background where you're just supposed to mow
Why
guys
hide
down,
that? What else are you keeping from me?
I wonder how much better. I wish I could not know Mass Effect 1 or play them in a different order because they are so different in tone and style and
really,
intent.
that
I mean,
if you could have anything, that's what you wish for, is that you didn't know Mass Effect 1. I kind of wish that Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 were a hell of a lot better.
right. But it's not my fond wish. It's that would be an interesting thing to be able to perceive, is to be able to play this game without those expectations. to be able to see this game on its own merit without burdening it with what I wanted from Mass Effect
Our
1.
alliance and lying to save my people. I choose Earth every time.
Even if it cost you the Turian fleet?
I see your point.
Decisions like these weigh heavy on
That is the dumbest thing. I always thought that one sounded dumb to say to his face, but now that I've actually said it to him, god damn.
And?
And that's all.
Thank you so much for clarifying things.
Thing, Commander. Thank you for saving
I'm putting my ass on the line and you can't even tell me what the hell's going on. Fuck you. Interesting thing, this is a timed quest now. If you don't deal with the bomb, it'll blow up and kill a bunch of Krogans. But if you never ever go to this thing, nothing ever happens.
Wait,
And the bomb never goes off. Like, so they were on a mission to go stop this bomb that Cerberus has, right?
right.
From being blown up on Tuchanka. Now, if you ignore this now, you go off and like dick around on the Citadel and like go and do side quests and, for a while, it'll eventually go off and kill a bunch of Krogans. But if you never go and save his son, nothing happened.
Huh. I didn't realize that that was the trigger for this mission. Because I wondered, well, wait a minute, because his son figures prominently in the defuse the bomb mission. And if you... And I think the defuse the bomb mission vanishes if you do the main Tuchanka.
Mix it up.
Putting stuff on dudes' backs, because we got some fancy guns.
Yeah.
We should have shotguns for a job like this.
We should also have a series of tenors to back me up. Oh, come on, you know it's true.
Yes.
You have it in the spoiler warning budget, I know you do.
Yeah, that
Backup
budget
singers.
we have.
No, Chris, that would mean we'd have to cut back on my backup dancers, and I'm not doing that.
The 100 and, or what would this be, like the 231st episode extravaganza with Seamus dancing.
This is
No,
like
I've got backup
300
dancers here. They're right behind me. They're dancing the whole
15,
time.
14, something like that.
This is as close as we get, Lieutenant.
Also,
I
how's
thought
my
we
image
rescinded
quality?
your
Is it as good
budgetary
as live stream?
privileges when you hired like 6 male strippers.
Cerberus, Commander. It's Turian.
What do you mean, Turian?
It was planted.
The yogurt is turning. I don't even know what I'm going on about.
Rebellions. The bomb was a safeguard against another
I'm hungry.
war.
Anyone got any more sandwiches?
You just had a sandwich. You're not hungry.
I need more.
I am telling you.
Makes sense. Couldn't
We already
trust
have
Krogan to play
one
nice.
fat guy on the team,
Right
and
now
that's
we
taken,
focus
so
on
you
disarming
can't be the
that
fat
bomb.
guy.
But if I'm the fat guy, then I can like be Wario. He was a cool character.
Where is it?
Wario was the best Game Boy game ever.
Is
Game Boy-
Cortez watching a 3D movie without glasses on? Is that what we're seeing?
He's got they make contacts for him now.
In the future, standards for image quality drop sharply.
Was that a pun? Was
No.
that a pun,
No.
Christopher?
No, it was not.
I'd have bet-
Seriously, they just
Alright.
do not care about image quality.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
I don't trust him. We should kill him anyway.
Not like
I would've
Rutskarn.
think-
I don't want to go like Rutskarn did.
I would think that his death would be enough of an example.
Yeah, but nobody ever pays attention to it.
Nobody likes me. This game should just
This
be
is
a
like
series
Normandy.
of Shatner rolls.
Dude, I would pay money for DLC that turns the stupid like heavy melee like this into a Shatner dropkick.
Shatner fighting the rubber monster, and your weapon upgrades is when you go and construct bamboo cannons out of stuff that you forage.
You like wander around and like, hey, sulfur,
Hey!
bamboo tube.
Just a pile laying on the ground of pure sulfur.
Did you see the
a
Mythbusters
nice
episode
little
where they made that thing?
No, I missed that.
So they totally made it and tested it.
And it worked perfectly.
Yeah, it totally worked perfectly. Like homemade gunpowder and everything. No,
It just fizzled. I'm guessing it
fizzled.
just
Then
fizzled
they
like
put
firework.
gunpowder in it and it blew up.
Yeah. See, I experimented with making my own fireworks as a teenager because, you know, that's what smart teenagers do. And we came to that conclusion is that that's exactly what would happen. Is it would fizzle like a sparkler if you did it wrong one way, and if you did it wrong the other way, it would just blow the hell up, and actually launching something would be insanely difficult and would require way more precision than you could possibly do with those
We
materials.
defeat the Krogan and then plant a bomb on their planet. Pretty extreme, but those were desperate times. They did what they had.
Okay, so basically what happened is at the end of the Krogan Rebellion, Turians put a bomb on Tuchanka, a giant, like, presumably nuclear bomb, whatever, some kind of doomsday device to wipe out the Krogan if they ever rose again, because I guess, like, rendering them completely infertile and wiping out their civilization wasn't enough. Whatever. And this has just been basically sitting here for, like, 1,000 years.
It just feels like we needed another mission. Here you go, until we can actually give you the real Tuchanka quest. Like, there's no character arcs here. There's no story. It's just
Well, there
we
is
put a
there
bu-
is the
it's
character
a Saturday
arc
morning
of,
cartoon.
of Victus's son that we met 20 minutes ago.
And he's not a terrible character, but he's not a great character. And I'd certainly
Right.
rather I would have rather spent this time getting to make serious decisions about characters I already know and care about 3 games into the series than learn another character who's going to show up for 2 missions and then disappear.
I
And
would have
he
rather
does
spent this
get a-
time chilling with Dag.
Oh,
Oh, and by the way, by
an arc.
sitting there, I mean being suspended over a chasm by giant arms. I mean, did any Krogans like come by in the past 1,000 years and go like, hey, what is this thing?
Like, supposedly this was uncovered. Did it look like this? Was it heaped that deep? It just, yeah, I don't understand. If it was covered, then we should be seeing the top of it. And if it was just sitting there, then somebody
Is that the
should have noticed it
Turian
before
ice
now.
cream maker? Are we going to get presents when we crack it open? No, you not escape.
I don't know. I'm really trying to be optimistic on Mass Effect, and generally speaking, I'm more optimistic than Seamus is.
Oh.
But
No good now.
these missions in particular, where it's just sort of clearly you're not doing the main story mission, you're not saying goodbye to characters, you're not resolving plot points, you're just shooting dudes because it's a game and it needs to justify being $60. So here's another, hour and a half of gameplay. I hate that. I hate that.
We'll catch him, Lieutenant.
This bomb could have been, this bomb plot, this entire plot could be cut, and you wouldn't lose anything. You wouldn't lose anything.
Slow us down. I need to create a bypass. That'll take time.
Even cutting out the entire, Primarch's kid thing, you don't lose anything really. There is nothing of value in this episode or the previous episode, and it's all it's doing is blocking us from getting to the stuff where we deal with Morden and the genophage and
To be
series-wide
fair, I totally could
interesting
have gone
things.
for them.
Just make it right, soldier.
Oh. Like, you don't have to do both of these missions, you only have to do one.
Damn it! Commander!
You either
Focus on
do
the bomb.
the
We'll
grunt
handle
mission,
Cerberus.
or you do this one. I like how that sniper shot those 2 guys, And now he's not doing anything. I guess he ran out of
Having
bullets.
a sandwich. Having a sandwich.
It's like it rhymes. We open on
It's
Josh
like
eating a
poetry.
sandwich, and we close on a sniper not shooting because of a sandwich.
We've got company.
I'm the sniper.